me tell you a short story about a client of mine. About 20 years ago, they decided that they wanted to put a production facility in China. It made sense. They served international markets, and China was one of their markets. The question then became, what would they make in China, and what would they continue to make in the United States? Well, not being fools, they said, China labor rates are so much less than ours. Let's move to China all the high labor content products that we have. So they went about doing that. And it worked well for a little while, but then they realized that a lot of those high labor content parts also had significant demand variability. And what did that mean? It meant either long lead times or making big batches to move over here because we couldn't support the market and the quick response that was required when the parts were over in China being made for admittedly less labor cost. As we began to work together to understand what should be produced where and how those decisions may not have been optimized initially based strictly on labor, we identified several key areas that really should have been considered. We developed a model that included lead time, inventory costs, potential for engineering or technical change. We looked at variability of demand. You certainly don't want high variability of demand items thousands of miles away from the primary market. So we developed a lot of concepts that in their case worked for them. That brings me to the point of total cost of ownership. A lot of people in purchasing were taught, get the lowest price. That's what we thought we were supposed to do, negotiate them down on price. And we've tried to be evaluated on that. We've even had to turn in cost savings of what the old price was and what the new price was. But just like focusing on labor overlooks critical factors, so does looking strictly at the purchase price. The total cost of ownership says let's identify those critical areas for a family of products. Let's look at what's important from a sourcing perspective, from a market perspective, and from a total cost of ownership, a total risk management. The purchase price is but a small part of that. Labor cost, labor savings, is but a small part of the cost of worldwide trade. So a factory in China makes very good sense in some cases and not in others. A factory in the high-end expensive parts of Northern California makes sense in some cases and not in others. Don't let labor or any other one factor drive your decision making. Look at the total cost of ownership and run your business better.